Hi there, here's Danny, and on this episode I'm trying to present to you how much differently can different front suspension forks perform. And so we are comparing different designs. The first one is the most standard one, that's the RockShox Reba RL. The second one is the Fox 32 Performance in the Stepcast design. The third one is the Carbon RockShox RS-1, and finally Cannondale's Lefty XLR. All the forks have 100mm of travel and work on the 29-inch wheel. And so we're going to use two cameras. One of the cameras is mounted on the handlebar so that you will see exactly how the fork flexes. You will also see the movement of the wheel. Sometimes the wheel will be super wobbly, and the second camera is just on the side somewhere, just looking at me, so that you will also see how the bike behaves. And finally, I'm going to take the wheel between my knees and twist the front end of the bike, and you will even see the difference between these four forks. The first and definitely the least stiff fork is the Fox 32 Stepcast Performance. I'm talking about our comparison, so from among these four forks. You don't maybe feel that if you're not super experienced rider, but when we are riding our bike and we hit the corner and the wheel will hit, let's say, some bump, and we are braking at the same time, and we do twist our handlebars because we want to turn. There is a lot of different forces that will work through the wheel on our fork, and here you can see the wheel wobbling even. This is very bad thing because it shows how little traction we have when we really hit the bump and we brake and we want to steer the front end. This front end here is not very stiff, and you really have less traction and less control over your bike. At the end, I'm going to show you all the four forks just in the row so that you will see the difference right away. And now we are turning into the next fork. And now the super duper RockShox RS-1 with the carbon uppers and the upside down design. As you can see, when I'm just braking, even when I just stand on the front wheel, my rear end goes up. It's not so bad when we look at the wheel front to back, but it is also kind of a wobbly when I'm braking, and when I lose the traction, you can see that the wheel is going from side to side. It is much better than on the Fox 32, which is quite surprising to me because I thought that the standard chassis will always be better than the upside down of the RockShox RS-1. So as you may know from my previous episodes, RS-1 is pretty good in how smooth it is, but in terms of the stiffness, it's better than Fox 32, but still comparing to the price, it's not very stiff fork. All right, RockShox Reba RL. This is a very good fork, I must tell you. I'm always telling you that because comparing to the price, the weight of the fork, the performance, how it takes the bumps, and the damping, and now as you can see, the stiffness is not that bad. You can really predict, it is very predictable. All the forks have through axles here, but this one just behaves nicely. You will feel the front wheel in the corners. It still flexes a bit, but it is a good fork. I feel well on this fork when I'm riding some nasty trails. So just look at this one here. I would say RockShox Reba, comparing to the price, very, very good choice. And now the Lefty. And guys, I know my subscribers know I love Lefties, and I do like Cannondale, that's for sure. But this is really a not subjective opinion. This is what you can see here on the video. This fork, this design is just razor sharp. It is impossible to put it to create those vibration on the front wheel, just as I'm easily doing on the Fox, on the RS-1. Even some vibrations on the Reba are not possible on Lefty. Lefty is super stiff and super controllable, so you know exactly, you feel exactly your front wheel, and so this fork really crashes the competitors. So you could compare this one probably to any other fork, cross country. We're talking about cross country. And this one really shines. I'm standing on the front wheel, I'm losing the traction of the front wheel, doing different things, I will also push the bike from side to side. Here you can see that both the lefty and the wheel is really stiff, and it's something that you will really enjoy when trying it out. So let's try to sum up all the 4 forks. And so which one of these 4 forks wins? Well, the lefty crushes the competitors, but the lefty is pretty expensive fork. So if we compare the stiffness, the overall performance of the fork to its price, it is the RockShox Reba that really shines. Because if you are searching for some good front suspension fork which you can be racing on, and you have just about $500, it is the RockShox Reba that will really shine. I would love to try also other brands, at least the Santur air forks, but lefty is really expensive. You can now buy lefty and you can assemble it to pretty much every bike if the frame can take the abuse of the double crown fork, because remember, this is the double crown fork. But as for the steerer, you can buy different steerers for different bikes. So lefty is not only for Canada bikes, but lefty is pretty expensive. So if you are searching purely for the performance, lefty crashes them all. If you're looking for not really expensive fork which will perform very well, will have quite nice stiffness, will be predictable, that's from this comparison the RockShox Reba RL. So guys, let me know in the comments which forks do you use and what about their stiffness. Are they stiff? Are they poorly performing in terms of the stiffness? And I hope to get much more bikes this next 2018 season and compare different forks, because this is so much fun. Thanks for watching guys, and see you soon. Bye bye.